Do you like train history? Well, we're going to do something a little bit different today, a little different than our usual kind of going through small towns. And we've got this set of abandoned railroad cars that have been in Northwest Iowa for quite some time, actually. And what they used to do with these railroads, there was a small business in the early 2000s that did kind of a dining experience on these abandoned railroad line here. And so we're going to go ahead and show you a little bit of this set of railroad cars. Now, it's a little bit of a sad story when you really think about something being abandoned, or like I show on my old channel, Midwest Ghost Town, especially with trains. Trains have this deep history, not just in the United States and not definitely just in the Midwest, but around the world. But a lot of old ghost towns would be what we call railroad ghost towns. And so that's a big part of the history. And as we look at this abandoned set of railroad cars, just the history that surrounds them. Now, that's the sad story. But here's the happy ending of it. There's a group, or a restoration group out of Canada, that found these set of Canadian railroad cars and are about to save them. So they purchased them and they're getting set to move them up to Saskatchewan. It's about a 900-mile trek from the town of Superior, Iowa, up to Saskatchewan, where these are from, and they're going to be hauling them out this summer. So this is kind of my last take to kind of get these railroad cars, and I want to show you them now. So let's go take a look. I'm thankful for them letting me come and do this, by the way. This is the last time that I'm probably going to be able to get this footage before these rail cars get moved up to Canada. By the way, I'm going to put in the subscription below that group, so maybe you can help donate for these causes. I'll also show you some other projects that they're working on. Pretty amazing stuff. I'm very thankful that they're saving these. So the Railroad Equipment Restoration Association of Canada is the name of the group. I was just kind of calling them RERA, I think it is, but even if it's that, it stands for the Railroad Equipment Restoration Association of Canada. It's a nonprofit historical group. And the happy ending in this is that they discovered this old Canadian railroad car set here that used to be the dining experience in Northwest Iowa, abandoned, and they purchased them. They're going to be moving them. And that's the exciting part of it, because as they're doing this and as they purchase them, they are getting ready to go ahead and start that process. You see these broken windows. That'll be part of that restoration job for sure. I'm also wondering if they're going to have trouble running these on tracks all the way up, or if they're going to have to find a different method to move them. For some of you who are railroad enthusiasts, this is a part of history. And as I said before, this is a set of railroad cars that were kind of around that World War II period. Whew. Let's go check it out. He gave me permission to kind of go in. He just said, be careful of raccoon poop. Somebody has some political ties here from the 80s. Ronald Reagan. The preservation group hopes to have the cars fully restored and operating as part of the Prairie Sky Heritage Railroad in Saskatchewan by 2027. But that timeline, of course, depends on volunteers and donations. I'm going to get into that in here just a little bit. The cars are from the Canadian Pacific 2200 series that were constructed in the years following World War II. And very few of them appear to have survived, and to be in condition where restoration is even possible. Getting the train back to Canada will require specialized rail transport in coordination with multiple railroads in that 900+ mile stretch that I was talking about. Many locals have mistakenly read the name on the cars as coming from the Algona Central Railroad, assuming that it ran out of Kossuth County here in Iowa. Of course, the county seat, Algona, it totally makes sense. But actually, that stands for Algoma with an M, and that is run from the Central Railroad in Ontario. Of course, they wound up in Spirit Lake in the 1990s as a local group of rail enthusiasts attempted to make it go, like I said, as a dinner excursion train. So here we are, and as you can see, this is just going to be beautiful as they restore it, and want to get some footage of it. And I also want to show you, so let's come along. You got to really watch your footing, right? Make sure that you're not disturbing anything, break anything. You can see it just kind of goes back. Imagine back in the day, as these were kind of running, seats going back and forth here, facing each other. Built for comfort, huh? It is sad through the years that people would come in and vandalize, right? Part of history that you're not going to be able to rewind the clock on that. So you get people coming in and spray painting. It's sad. But I'm thankful for that group restoring this. Old bathroom. You know, this is part of a history that's going away from us, right? We look at trains. Trains are still around, obviously, of course, and those who are really into train history, this is part of it. We had these old railroad cars, and they would use it for many different things, transportation, going from. And I remember a story I think my mom shared of this set of railroad cars. I believe even around Cherokee, it might have actually traveled. They might have used it maybe back even in the 70s. But they made, or they were trying to anyway, do a dinner excursion here up around the Spirit Lake, Iowa area. So that's what they were used for. But this just kind of reminds me, you know, when we look at some of our past, even with small towns, like I'll mix, like I said, some of my abandoned history and ghost town footage with that small town stuff. This is stuff that just reminds you that life is temporary. And it could be here today and gone tomorrow. That's why I value history so much. There's so much to learn, so much to respect in that history. And when I say learn, I mean that we could look at some of our past mistakes, learn from history so we don't repeat. But this is just another reminder. One more piece here, the caboose. Let's go take a look. Well, unfortunately it was locked. The co-op said I could go in, and that's okay. I'm glad they locked it. Probably had a lot of people going in there. Anyways, I'm glad they're able to save those railroad cars, get them back home up to Canada. Just a little bit of Midwest small town history here. This is Midwest Small Town.